Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little tour of my plant room. Now I do have plants in other parts of the house, but I am just going to do this back plant room that I'm in now. That's where I spend most of my time. I do want to apologize for any background noise. I do live near a main road and so it's always very busy and loud. Grab yourself a cuppa, chill out, relax, and let me show you my plants. All right, let me just show you the layout of my plant room. We're gonna start over here. This is my Philodendron Noid, and she's nice and chunky. Like, look at that stem. It's like very big. Growing beautifully, except this new leaf that has come out. So the leaf has come out of its protective covering. What's that called? A sheath. But normally the leaf should come out of that as a leaf, but it's like come out with another sheath, and it has this really strange growth here. Like, look, what is this? What's going on? So weird. But yeah, growing super well into the pole. You can see all the roots like coming out of the pole. You know that? It's like loving it. So I'll actually have to extend the pole soon because there's not much more room for it to grow. So anyway, that's the Philodendron Noid. The leaves are massive. So good. That's the newest leaf. This is my Philodendron Fuzzy Petiole. Let me show you the petiole. And it does have some new growth there, which is very cool. This one is very exciting because this is the Philodendron gloriosum cross verrucosum hybrid. You know, this is, look at this new leaf. How verrucosum-y is that? And look at the back of it. Look at all that red. So pretty. So I can tell that it's going to be a climber from its growth habit. And I'm gonna let that grow a bit longer before I put it on a pole because I want it to be successful. And a lesson that I have learned is when you get a new plant into your home, don't pot it up straight away. Let it acclimate and get used to your surroundings. I have made that mistake so many times before. I'll get a new plant and pot it up straight away and then it would die. So yeah. Anyway, so that's everything on that little stand there. This one is so random. I got these plants and I'll show you some others later. They're all from the same grower. Now, I'm not saying that it's the grower's fault, but I am saying that all the plants that I've gotten from this grower have all not done well. So anyway, take that with a pinch of salt. But we've got a Philodendron painted lady. And like, this took the longest time for it to put out any new growth. Like, I'm talking almost a year, like, of nothing. And I also have a Philodendron white princess here too. And like, see how the leaves are curled and like it's just not doing well. And this, don't get excited that there's a new leaf. That leaf has literally been unfurling for a year. So you know, I've put these two different species together just to, you know, see what would happen. At least there is a bit of new growth, but I think I might replace this one with something else because I'm not super in love with how it's growing. Okay, this very sad looking pole is a Philodendron brantianum, and I got these as really beautiful cuttings from a friend, and I know their growing conditions are completely different to mine, so all of the leaves on the stem just dropped off and died. But there is new growth, as you can see. See? It is attaching itself to the pole, which is really good. So I think it's just adjusting and acclimating to, you know, my environment. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I'm just gonna keep the pole moist and, you know, let it live, and it will be fine. I feel like it will glow up in no time. Over onto this corner, there's like a little stand. We've got quite a few things on here, so let me go through. This is an Epipremnum aureum snow queen. So she is growing in leca, as you can see. And the leaves, they're sizing up very well. You know, they're getting quite large and beautiful. Look at that, look at the pattern on them. So spectacular, love it. Such an easy grower. It did take a while for this one to get going. I think it was, when I first put it in leca, it was rotting and not doing well, but now it's like completely taken off and yeah, putting new leaves out all the time. So that one's super cute. I've got some Philodendron adipoense cuttings growing here. Honestly, they're ready to be potted up. I mean, if we look at some roots on them, like, you know, they're definitely ready to be potted up. But I just haven't had time to go get more materials to make more moss poles. I know that's something I really have to do. And when I do that, I will, when I go to do that, I will take you all with me and we can do a little vlog journey to Bunnings. I'll show you what I get. Next to that is, right, this is from the same grower that I got these from, right? Once again, this did nothing for the longest time and I was gonna throw it away, honestly. Every leaf it put out, it kept dying. It just took a long time for it to acclimate to my environment. But this is the Monstera subpinnata. And that's a new leaf there, looking very healthy. Obviously now it's used to my environment. This one's a really cool Monstera because it almost looks very like palm tree-like. Yeah, I think it's super different. So anyway, that's growing now and, you know, let's see what happens. And I mean, come on. You probably know, but this is Alocasia caprea, or some people call it Alocasia red secret. Super happy to have this back in my collection. I used to have the most beautiful specimen that flowered all the time and then it just died. So I'm super happy to have one in my collection, and you know, the leaves are very big and beautiful and I love it. So done. And then last but not least in this corner is my variegated monstera. There is a short video on my channel that shows you the journey of this plant. But just in a nutshell, I got this as a 2-leaf cutting. This is one of the original leaves. Not super variegated, but you know, it's there. And then there was another leaf here, and my cat knocked it off, so thanks Huey. But since then, oh, it's growing in leca too. And since then, it's put out these 3 beautiful leaves. And look what just opened. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So beautiful. And you can see, maybe you can see that? It's like a new leaf growing here. And it's all on this very white part of the stem. So I'm hoping that a new leaf that will come out will be even more variegated than this. But hopefully not too much. But yeah, super healthy. I love that plant. It's so beautiful. So that's my variegated monstera. All right, moving right along, we have a Syngonium chiapense, growing on a pole, of course, super healthy, doing its thing, you know, it is what it is, not much to talk about there. They were cuttings that I had, and yeah. This one is my Philodendron splendid. Look at that. Oh my god. Ah, look at the velvet leaves, they're so beautiful. This is also from the same grower as this one. All the leaves dropped off the stem. So now it's just like this bare stem and then whoop, leaves. So don't love that, but I do have this other plant, other splendid there. Yeah. Growing. So hopefully that can grow and kind of fill this space because it's a bit ugly. But yeah. Definitely now used to my conditions. This is its newest leaf. It's getting beautiful and leaves are getting bigger, and there is a new leaf growing there. So super excited. That's super easy to look after. I love that one. All right, next one we have a Monstera Adansonii monkey mask, and he is growing in leca, thriving, super healthy. That was his newest leaf, and obviously there's a new leaf growing there. Super healthy, super easy, and it's got a lot of room to grow, so excited to see what happens there. All right, now this beauty is a bit of a mystery. So this was sold as Monstera noid. Now, there's possibilities this could be a Adansonii Indonesian form or Monstera esqueleto. Now, obviously, I'll have to wait until it matures. I'm probably leaning more towards Indonesian form, to be honest, but we'll see. It does have this new growth coming here with a new leaf, so we'll have to see, and I'll keep you all updated what that will turn into. Okay, moving right along the bottom here, this is a Philodendron majestic. I've got 2 plants on here, one at the bottom here, and once again, this is a plant from that same grower. Look how bad these leaves look, but it does have this beautiful new leaf here. So things are looking upwards. Majestic. And these are some majestic cuttings that I had from an old plant that was carking it. This looks like it's going to cark it too. But anyway, this one is an Epiprednum pinnatum Asian form. really want to change this over just because I'm not super in love with it. I feel like I can put other plants on this moss pole that I will enjoy more. But the more I have it and the more I see, you know, it's what it's doing and new growth and stuff, I don't know. Should I keep it? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's the Asian form, Epipremnum pinnatum. Okay, moving along, this is the Philodendron glorious, and she is glorious. New growth here, the new leaf coming out. So super excited to see the journey of this one. Yeah, love it. These are some Syngonium chiapense cuttings from my garden. They've got a lot of sunburn on them, but you know, they're doing well, I think. Oh yeah, growing nice roots. Oh yeah, that's that. Okay, this is Philodendron ernestii. And you know, it's just doing its thing. I cut it here because the internodal spacing, you know, you see it's really long, and it was even longer up here. So I cut it there, and it does have a new growth point coming here. So, and hopefully there's new growth points that will come here too. I just want it to be like bushier and you know, be a bit more beautiful. This is really cool. I actually really love this pot. These are 3 different species of alocasia that I literally just had in my garden, and they weren't doing great because I always forget to water my garden. But we've got the Alocasia regal shield, Alocasia wentii, and Alocasia alba. Look at the texture on this one. So beautiful. Yeah, and it's just like all of these were like one leaf plants when I put them in here, and this was only a couple of weeks ago, and it's like popping off hard. Like the wentii now has like multiple plants in the pot, and you know, it's so beautiful, looking so healthy. Yeah, look at that, so good. I think this is such a great idea to put you know, different alocasias in the same pot. I just think it's a nice way of displaying specimens without having individual pots. What do you think? Do you like this? Next one is this Anthurium dulcei. Now she is in lecker. This beautiful new leaf here. Oh my god, it's like translucent, so beautiful. But yeah, it's really easy, grows really well. Yeah, that one's a cool plant. In here is a Philodendron atabolense growing in there. I'll put that together with the cuttings over there on a pole eventually. Growing in lecker here is this Philodendron bipenifolium. If you don't know, the bipenifolium is actually half parent of the Philodendron florida. So the Philodendron florida, so like Florida green, Florida ghost, Florida beauty, it's a hybrid, and half its parent is this, and then the other half is Philodendron scormiferum, which I'll show you in a sec. Yeah. Excuse me, glorious. Back here is our Philodendron Parisiae verde. Look at that beautiful new leaf. Excuse me. Look at that. So nice. So cool. Wow. That has to go on a pole soon. This one here, what have we got in the back? Let me do a little, you know, explanation of these through. In the back corner there is Anthurium decipens in leca. It grows. I'm like, it's not dead, but it's also not alive. You know what I mean? It's not doing anything amazing. So like, I just leave it there and top up the water when it needs it. But anyway, this one at the back is the Philodendron Plummenii cross Tenu hybrid. That will need to go on the pole eventually. And then here is some Philodendron micans cuttings in moss, which are routine, and I will put those on a pole eventually as well. Moving on to the big shelf. Okay, let's start with this one here. This is a Monstera Adansonii, but when I saw it at the plant nursery, I really liked it because even the really small juvenile leaves have so many fenestrations and holes in them. Like, look at that. You know, and I just thought, normally when you see really young Adansonii, they aren't super holy like that. So I picked that up. I mean, this is its newest leaf. I just think it's so beautiful. They're so, are they underrated? I think they're underrated. Maybe they're, you know, rated appropriately, but love that. So let's see how that grows. This is a Epiprenum pinnatum, like just a green one. I've just got it growing in water, and I'm not sure. I'll probably put it on a pole. We'll see. This is a Monstera obliqua amazonius form, and let me show you. It is rooting. It does have little white water roots, if you can see them. So that's exciting. And this is a Monstera lecturiana cutting, which I will probably give to my mum because, as you'll see in a moment, I don't really need any more. This is Philodendron squamiferum. As I mentioned before, this is half parent for the Philodendron florida. Those beautiful bright red petioles, they're so furry and beautiful. It's got this new leaf coming. So yeah, and this is still very soft, hasn't hardened off yet. That's the newest leaf, so it's quite large for, you know, new leaf. This is Philodendron gigas. Does have new growth coming. That was its newest leaf. I like to put my plants on their poles as small, you know, as small as possible, so they can really establish themselves to the pole. Took this a while for it to put out any leaves, and it has put out, there's two plants in here, one here, one here. It has put out new leaves, which is great. It will just take a while because it's so small, but yeah, that's the gigas. Here I've got 3 cuttings of a Philodendron Florida Ghost. They're rooting up really well, and you know, has all these new leaves, which is so cool. And I will put those on a pole, probably in leca as well. All right, now this one, this is a Monstera Esqueleto. So definitely an Esqueleto. I'll just show you its roots. Look, it's rooting up really, really well. This was a 1-leaf cutting when I got it, so it's like popping off. I will have to put that on a pole very soon, I think, and I will put it in leca because it has all these water roots. So yes, that's definitely my next project, and I'm just trying to figure out where I'm gonna put more poles. Anyway. All right, this next one is my Monstera Siltopecana El Salvador. Look at how big and beautiful this is. Look at that. Oh my God, so beautiful. It's got a new leaf there. Stunning. I don't know if it has any holes in that one. But yeah, that's that. Here is my Monstera Thai constellation. It's popping off, doing its thing. Gorgeous. This one is my Epipremnum pinnatum variegated Epipremnum pinnatum. Two different plants here. This one that's obviously like very low variegation, and then this one at the bottom which is super variegated. So yeah, we'll have two plants growing up that pole for it to look nice and bushy. This one is Anthurium crystallinum hybrid. It's very beautiful. Very healthy too, actually. Love that. This is really exciting. Oh my God. Okay. So, this one at the front is a variegated Monstera adansonii. Look at that. Growing in moss. And then the one behind it, this one here, and this is just one leaf and it hasn't even finished growing yet, or like, you know, it hasn't popped out of its sheath yet. But that's the Monstera adansonii Indonesian form variegated. So yeah, super excited to see that grow. And you can see the roots at the bottom. I'll show you the rest of the ones at the front and then we can go to the back ones. That's an Anthurium magnificum hybrid. Oh no, Anthurium no ID. Cutie. There's a few plants in there, I think, so it's a bit bushy. This one is Anthurium forgetii hybrid. And then this one is Anthurium magnificum hybrid. And this one on the corner is the Gloriosum cross verrucosum hybrid. And I'm just, yeah, the grower gave me a baby plant as a little freebie gift, which was so sweet. And I'm gonna give that to a friend. Okie dokie. We just have 4 more plants to show you. So this big mama is Monstera letriana, growing up a 1.8 meter moss pole, and it's almost at the top. Like, look at the size of these leaves. Oh my God, so beautiful. Look at this one. Oh my God. Look at that. Honestly, probably one of my favorites. You know, it even has this like side growth. There's more at the bottom here. It's just, oh my God, I love it. Look how big and beautiful it is. Next we have Syngonium mojito. Stunning. Stunning, look. The leaves are quite big. They're definitely maturing, which is so, so cool. And I'm gonna extend the pole and I'm gonna let it, you know, do its Syngonium maturing fantasy that will look completely different from this. So I'm super excited for that. Okay, exciting. This is the variegated Monstera Sport that I got from Bunnings for less than $10. And I do air quotation marks because, you know, a lot of people call these like green or green monstera variegation sport, but like isn't all variegation sport unless it's like a monstera Thai constellation where it's like, you know, tissue cultured or like created to be like that, you know, like, you know, this is like a natural variegation. So I don't know if sport's the right word, but anyway, this new leaf is coming out so beautiful. I think this last leaf came out a bit mangled, I think because it was one of the newest leaves in my environment. So see how it's like a bit, but this one, well, so beautiful. And I don't know if you can see that, but like here, looks like some darker variegation. See that? Yeah. So yeah, super excited to see what this grows into. And then my last plant is Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue. And there's a few cuttings on here. Yeah, they're getting nice and big now, and climbing upwards. So that's that. Well, that's my plant room. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you want to see some more planty goodness, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks everyone. See you next time.